stupid things. I have done stupid things. I have done stupid decisions. I have made bad financial decisions. I have made bad relationship decisions. I have made bad decisions as a husband, as a son, as a brother, as a pastor, as in every area of my life. I have made stupid decisions. The problem is that we don't like to admit that we have made stupid decisions. And the point is that we have made stupid decisions because we didn't allow ourselves to be led with that decision. Because we're very prideful in thinking that we know everything and that we researched everything. But when it comes to the end, you really made a stupid decision. How many understanding that? That's why people go amen you right now and leave out of this service and make a stupid decision. If y'all don't like it, I could have Haiti come back up here. Babe, you ready, right? I'm about to tag you in soon. Because they're going to be like, yo, he's calling. I'm not calling no one stupid. I said we make stupid decisions.
That's good.
And if you keep it real with yourself, you will realize that, yeah, I am stupid. I am stupid. I have done stupid things. I've never considered. But anyway, the point is that we have all done stupid things. How many can say amen? Amen. Now, the shepherd supplies everything because the shepherd leads the sheep. Amen. The shepherd has to always find good food for the sheep. Amen. Now, I don't know, maybe me and Haiti could take criticism. Do you get good word here?
Amen.
You sure? Yes. We teaching you right? Yes. So here's the thing. The thing is that you're eating. You're going as you go along, you're eating and you're eating. And the problem with the sheep is that the sheep never puts his head up. It's always looking down. They're always grazing. They're always grazing. And the problem in the moment of grazing is a stupid thing because they're so greedy. We don't think we have a problem with gluttony, but we do. But we're always grazing and we fail to look up and look that there are enemies looking at us. The enemy's always looking while you're so-called eating because you don't look up. The job of the shepherds are to pray and watch out. Because you are not praying and you are not watching out. So we have to pray and we have to watch out because you're always looking down. The problem is that sheep always continue to graze and they graze and they graze. And they could be at the edge of a cliff and not realize it and fall over. And that's the problem here, that many of you have fallen over because you weren't watching where you weren't watching where you were going. And it wasn't a lack of advice. Okay, I was looking at me funny. I'm almost done. See, that's why I'm almost done. Because I knew I was going to get this response.
Amen.
And here's the stupid thing. Did I say stupid again? The stupid thing is that we can pick you up from the cliff, put you back, and you will continue to graze and fall over again. Because you don't say, no, I just fell over there. I can't go through there. Because you're so busy grazing that you fall over again in the same spot. How many here have done stupid things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? You don't pay attention to your surroundings. You're not paying attention that there could be wolves and coyotes all around you. You're not paying attention to that. They eat and they don't watch themselves, right? Now, look at this. Just a couple of more points and I'm done. The sheep has a problem because the sheep gets annoyed because flies are always trying to go around them. Now, stay with me. The flies are always going around the sheep, but they really want to get to one point, and that's their nose. Yes. Because once it gets in the nose, it begins to lay eggs in the sheep's nose. How many knew that? You knew that? And if they lay the eggs in the sheep's nose, it begins to produce, right? Because that's its point. Now, that's the thing right now that's happening because the enemy has been laying eggs in your... Because your head is... Your nose is part of your head. It is, right? Okay, so the problem is that the enemy has been putting flies and laying eggs in your...
My God.
Now, I'm going to tell you what happens. See, there are several sheep that Haiti have allowed Haiti and not to anoint their heads with oil. Oh, yeah, let me go to this side. Some of you, see, when you know that you're being led by a shepherd, you say, can you put some oil on me? Because I got some nasty flies coming all up in my head.
Yes, Lord. Jesus. Yes. Jesus.
So the shepherd's job is to take oil and put it over the sheep's head, because the sheep need protection. They need anointing. They need some oil. The problem is that the oil that you have is black. It's old. It needs some fresh oil. I don't know about you, but I need some fresh anointing. I need some fresh oil up and down my head. Because he begins to sow the flies, we consider them like demons, right? And then they come and they put doubt in you. They make you question your shepherd. They make you talk about your shepherd. They bring fear into your life. They bring doubt into your life. They begin to not produce eggs in you. And what happens is that the way you used to think, you're not thinking like that anymore. See, I cannot go based on the anointing of yes. I need some fresh anointing for today. Because if I conquered the demon yesterday, that means that the higher the level, the higher... Oh, come on. That means that the oil that I used yesterday is not going to defeat the enemy. Me and Haiti, when we were in church, we used to be greedy.
Amen.
You know why we used to be greedy? Because even though we were good, we were stupid too. But there was one stupid thing that we were not stupid about. And when the altar call came, we were there. When the altar call came, we was right there. Come on, pray for me. Give me something. Why? Because we were greedy. Why? Because I wanted more. Why? Because I couldn't depend on myself. Why? Because I couldn't depend on my prayer. Why? Because I couldn't depend on the word that I was in. I couldn't depend on the interpretation of the word that I needed somebody to lay some oil on my head because I had too much stuff in my head. This is where we have a problem praising God in church, because our head is full of lies.
Amen.
This is why we're inconsistent, because we got flies in our head. This is why we can't make a decision on what church I want to go to, because I got flies in my head. See, because when you know that you see a good shepherd, you allow yourself to be a sheep, and you allow yourself to be led. They produce deception, lies. They produce doubt, fear, stagnation. They begin to produce ungodly thoughts. It begins to produce perversion. It begins to produce lust. It begins to produce what we call here, it's like talking about your past, and you bring a curse into your life, because now you begin to talk about the shepherds, the very ones that are leading you somewhere. The problem is that you are not letting yourself be led, because you didn't allow someone else to lead you. And now you came here with the same attitude, and you don't want to be led because you think you've grown, and you think you're a man, and a woman ain't not going to tell me I'm almost that same age, and
My God!
who are they to tell me? Well, the Bible calls us shepherds and calls you sheep. Look at your neighbor and tell him you're a sheep.
You're a sheep.
You guys all right?
Amen.
Tell him you're just a sheep. No te creas, no te haga. Come on, tell him, no te haga. You're just a sheep. I need some oil, because it's only the fresh anointing that keeps the flies away. Listen to me, I'm tired of the enemy laying eggs. I'm tired of him laying eggs in my head. I'm tired of it. You know what I want to land in my head? Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. Glory be to God. I want some praises. I want some worship to begin to produce in my head. So you got to begin to give. That's the only way you're going to kill that. Anyway, I'll continue. It says, he makes me lie down in green pastures, right? Now, a sheep doesn't lay down easily, because they could be quite stubborn. Now, sheep, there's something called cast. They cast. They can fall over. They can tip over. And they'll fall in a position that they can't get back up. How many understand that? How many knew that? Now, he needs the shepherd to pick him up. This is why the shepherds are always looking. The problem is that when we tell you you tipped over, you try to make believe like you didn't. The problem is that when we tell you, yo, you okay? Because we saw you cast. Okay, no, y'all don't want to talk to me now. See, the sheep cast, but we get cast down. And when we discern it in the spirit, instead of you saying, yes, I need some prayer, you try to make believe like you're all right, but you're like this, just like a sheep. And what happens is that toxins begin to produce. When they tip over, this is why it's very hard for them to just tip over on there, because they're afraid to really tip over and get cast. Now they're upside down, and if the shepherd ain't watching, look at your neighbor and tell them there's vultures around. Vultures are always looking out for something. They're always looking for a carcass. They're always looking for something that dies. Demons are always looking for somebody who dies spiritually. Hello, and that's the problem. We have people who have died spiritually, but don't want to say, can you pick me up? Can you please pick me up, because I feel like so some people can't even breathe. Some people can't even open their mouth. They can't work. This is why we're having a hard time to worship, because they can't open their mouth. You have been cast out and you don't want to admit. Look at your neighbor and tell them, don't be a prideful sheep.
Don't be a prideful sheep.
No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. Huh? Yeah, we get cast. We get tipped over. See, it's not that difficult for the enemy to tip you over when you don't got a prayer life.
Yep.
It's not that difficult for the enemy to knock you down when you don't know your word. See, listen to me. I'm coming at because it's a difference between the word being in your head and the word being experiential. The word being that you're walking in the word, that you're living the word, that you're breathing the word, that you are acting out the word. Two different things. Because the Pharisees knew the word here, but they didn't have it here. That's why Jesus told them, I don't need you to be circumcised. I need your hearts to be circumcised. Because when your heart is full of the word, it makes you act out the word. Look at your neighbor and tell him, you can't afford to miss Bible study. Oh, let me even go further. Tell them, when you go to Bible study, tell them, do yourself a favor. Don't act like you know everything. Learn how to be a student. And take notes. I don't want to look at nobody. Jamal, I'm just going to look at you. Don't take it personal. Anyway, I'm almost done. I'm really almost done. I keep saying that, right? Okay. Now, it says, he leads me beside still waters. Notice that he doesn't lead you to stagnant water.
Oh my goodness. Amen.
He leads you to fresh water. He leads you to water that's so still. But the problem is you're not being led. You're going to stagnant water. You're going to the water that the enemies produce. Look, truth be told, there's some people here that the devil's still your sugar daddy. Nobody want to talk to me now. It's all right. I'm going to leave that one right there because some people are not looking at me good. He restores my soul. He leads me to the path of righteousness for his name's sake. See, God will not be mocked. Amen. No, yeah, they didn't listen to me. He says, he leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yes. See, you're representing his name. Yes. So what should be coming out of you is righteousness. Amen. Are we here? Amen. Now, I'm almost done. Serious, I promise. Now it says, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And this is where I want to kind of stay a little bit before I finish, right? Now, he leads you not only to eat, right? And he leads you, and here's the issue I have. There's shepherds that they can lead you to a mountain, right? Now, the problem is that we have this mountain thing confused. How so? I'm glad you asked, Mel. Let me tell you why. Because some of us, we got up to a mountain, right? And we had a spiritual encounter up in the mountain. Let me explain a spiritual encounter. Maybe you began to speak in tongues. Or maybe you spoke a different tongue. Maybe you began to pray and intercede in a way that you never did before. Maybe you began to see things that you never saw before. And then the problem is that we think that we could jump from mountain to mountain to mountain. Okay. Yeah, still not getting it. Let me get it. It took a while for you to get up into that mountain because we led you up into the mountain. But look at your neighbor and tell them that wherever there's mountains, there's valleys. Tell them. Wherever there's mountains, there's valleys. So here's my point. My point is that anybody ever here been to a mountaintop experience with God? A very strong spiritual experience with God? I'm not talking about that you actually climb the mountain. People stay in the spirit. Hello. Has anybody had an awesome experience with God that you felt like you was in his face like Moses and it was like a face to face and you began to speak a different tongue and you went to something awesome in the spirit? Anybody? Notice that you never stood there. The same way that it took time to go up, then the shepherd has to lead you back down to get to... Okay, now, the thing is that we like to stay in the top. But you cannot stay in the top for so long.
Wow.
Because the mountain that you went to wasn't the highest peak. So the shepherd has to lead the sheep back down. And when you go back down, you got to go through a valley. Now, here's the thing. Ever notice that? See, your life could be like a graph. See, y'all don't want to talk to me now. See, your prayer life goes up. And then it can come down. It can go up, it can go down. Your relationship with God goes up and it goes down. Your financial decisions can go up one moment and down the next. How many understand what I'm saying? Your experiences in life go up, but they also have valleys. How many with me? So he says, right? Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now, notice that everywhere the sheep go is because they were led by the shepherd. You cannot say that every valley that you got through was the enemy. When God is your shepherd, you understand that he will lead you to green pastures, he will lead you to still water, but he will also lead you to a valley. You don't understand that the next level of glory, I have to go through a valley. He cannot take me from mountain to mountain because I'm not going to know what it is to go up and then go down and then go up again and go down, because then we get spoiled. Valley. You look at the valley, there's a mountain here, there's a mountain there. Notice that there's nothing in the valley. But the Bible says that he is the lily of... Okay. Now, when he leads you through a valley, even though there's nothing there, he is the lily in your valley. That means that even though you're going through, he didn't abandon you. He's right there. How many understand what I'm saying? Now notice that he says, I'm almost done right here. He says right there, he says, the valley of the shadow of death. Notice that the Lord will not lead you to... He's only leading you where there's a shadow. And I said this before. A shadow, right, is an exaggeration of an object that is exposed by light. And I got this one over there in North Carolina. And I was like, I don't understand, because he says the valley of the shadow of death. That what light? And the Lord said, the same way I lead you into the valley, I am the light in the valley that exposes the shadow of death, because a spirit cannot be seen. Some people got it. A spirit cannot be seen. It's a spirit. But it says the shadow of death. That means that God himself in the valley will expose to you the spirit that you're dealing with. But you have to be able to be led by God. How many understand what I'm saying? Listen, you're going to go through highs and you're going to go through lows. As long as you're being led by the shepherd of shepherds. Hello, somebody. Listen, it doesn't matter what you're confronting now. God is going to expose. But in order for it to be exposed, you got to let yourself be led. How many understand what I'm saying? You got to let yourself be led by the shepherd. The problem is that some of us are too stubborn, and that's why we don't know what we're dealing with. And you want me to tell you something?
Yes.
You've been dealing with the same demon all your life.
Amen. Jesus.
You know why? You know why? Because you never, ever threw yourself and said, Lord, how do I conquer this demon? Because again, we do stupid things. We think that we can do it ourselves. Look at your neighbor and tell them, stop thinking you could do this on your own.
Stop thinking you could do this on your own.
Listen, I'm done. I'm done. Listen to me. God is the one that leads. He's leading me. He's leading Haiti. Who's going to follow?
Amen. Amen.
Who's going to follow? Who's going to follow? Listen, I don't have to go into an hour sermon. Listen to me. We are going, we're having our ups and we're having our downs. This is why we have the membership going up and it comes down. But I'm not going to get cast down because of that, because God knows who's coming and God knows who's for here. All I need to do is continue to be led by Him. And those that we are being led, well, they will follow. But we are conscious that not everybody's going to want to follow. They just want to be part of the crowd. This is why a shepherd knows who to shave. See, when a shepherd shaves the sheep, the shepherd understands because, see, you got to produce for the shepherd. Okay. The reason someone has sheep is because the sheep produce income. They're not listening to me. The shepherd supplies, but the sheep have to produce, because if they don't produce, then what's the... Now, I'm not talking about financial. Y'all say, oh, he wants us to make... No, I'm not talking... I'm talking about, I want my interest back in the spirit. I'm not talking about the president. I'm talking about that if I'm feeding you, if I'm producing in you, if I'm laying hands on you, if I'm anointing you, you better reproduce back. That's why we know who to shave. You may feel naked at the moment. Sometimes we gotta strip people.
Yes.
Nobody want to talk to me now. But you're talking about shit. Sometimes we gotta sit your butt down.
Yes. Amen.
But it's not to harm you, it's for your good.
Yes. Amen.
How many understand me? Was that simple enough? Let us stand. Woo! Simple. It ain't gonna take long. I ain't gonna fear, because I know God is with me. I know God is with me. Father, I give you glory and I give you honor. I took like 20 minutes. All right, praise the Lord. Father, I give you glory, I give you honor. Lord, we are like the sheep, my God, Jesus Christ. We are called sheep. Let us understand that rebellion and disobedience is not in you.
Yes.
Let us understand that you were obedient to the end. You took it for us, my God, and we got to take it for you. Father, allow us to understand that we are just sheep, that we have to allow ourselves to be shepherded, that we have to allow to learn how to take instruction, that we have to learn to take, my God, correction and rebuke, my Lord Jesus Christ. And if we gotta get it hard, then we gotta get it hard. But the point is, my God, that we need to grow, we need to produce, my God, because you, everywhere you went, you produce, and now we need to begin to produce, my Lord. You are about production. You are about production. You are about production. You didn't come here to waste your time. You submitted yourself to your Father. Let the people understand that they got to submit to the word. They got to submit to the pastor. We're not leading them, my God, in the flesh, but that we're leading them in the spirit. That we're doing it for their good. My God, that we want to see them spiritually grow. Because there are dead people out there who need life. We are life producers. We are death raisers.